getting all of our technology in place. This is not my water bottle, however, I'm sure a voice actor handled it. So if anyone wants to buy it, thank you. This is my Coke bottle, but it's mine. I'll share it. Anyone here ever seen the Transformers?
I don't even know why I'm here.
I've seen fight super robot-like Transformers. Use the full name.
Sorry. I only just read the Wikipedia yesterday. I like the Transformers Wikipedia. Yeah, it's like a whole media franchise. Like, honestly, I don't know if this is a whole familiar with. Anyway, I think we're all good to go here. Oh, hello. Do we got all four running?
It's not, okay.
There you are.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. We had some administration. What's up?
Alrighty, so now we have the Transformers YouTubers panel. If you guys weren't going to do this, we just ask that you all introduce yourselves, because I only know who one of you is.
Oh, no, that's part of our agenda. We have an entire thing on my phone, and you all can see it on my phone, right here. It's all really nicely organized. This is the Transformers YouTubers panel, which is something to do with legumes, but we also put things on YouTube. We are going to introduce ourselves, starting from my right down to my left, of who we are and what we do on YouTube.
Okay, hold them all up. My name is Keyan Carlile. I have like a smaller Transformer channel, and then one that's a little bit bigger that's just about like multi-hour sitcom retrospectives. I grew up as a fan of Transformers Animated, and so a lot of the videos that I do are kind of archiving like the production of the show. I do some things that are like lost media recovery. For example, like the lost Transformers animated shorts that had never been shown publicly. I was able to get those from Marty Eisenberg and get them posted. Also from Derek Wyatt's collection, I guess his estate at the Blast from the Past store, I found the Transformers animated test footage with like temp tracks. So I've been archiving a lot of stuff from that show's production, a lot of just dumber edits, so I do stuff like that.
By the way, that stuff is sick. Check it out. That test footage blew my mind. Myself, my name is Chris, also Vangelus. I'm on the internet. Chris Vangelus Internet might be my legal name. Who knows? None of you will know. But I like to post videos about toys. Been doing it since 2008. I also just do streaming. I post videos about whatever I like. I've tried to break the mold of a YouTube channel having a genre by aggressively just doing what I want, which ends up being a lot of toys. But that's a lot of the stuff I do. I've got interviews up there as well, some podcast excerpts from the podcast I do on TFW 2005. And that's about the gist of it. Go up there if you want to hear some talk about toys. Sometimes there's also toys doing dramatized puppetry bits, but that's a whole other conversation.
Okay. Oh, there I am. I'm PaperPlane. Oh. I'm PaperPlane. I do weird, silly videos. I started making them in late high school, early college, and a lot of people seem to like them. It's just joke stuff, and sometimes it's serious. Just talk about whatever, just all branches of it. The person to my left really, really likes TFP, and I really like Transformers Animated, and we are in a bitter rivalry. No, yes, we are. We agreed. Yeah, we agreed to fight in the parking lot.
Let them fight.
Yeah.
What's your stand? What's your vote?
Yeah. And yeah, we for a long time people thought we were enemies because we had very different views on TFA and TFP. That's not true, I hope. Yeah.
Okay, is it working? Howdy. A lot of that's not true. We're actually pretty chill.
Yeah.
I do a lot of summaries and analysis, kind of like English essay kind of thing. My first essay video was about like Starscream. I recorded it on my phone. It was just kind of like to prove to my partner at the time that Starscream suffered a lot of abuse or something like that. And then it just kind of evolved. It's true.
It's true.
Yeah. And then, before we forget, UltraPrimal will be joining us shortly. She's TFCon staff, and she's been with Peter Cullen all day, but she'll come like halfway through this.
Yeah.
And then also, sadly, Commandant Cam, he got COVID like 2 days before he had to leave, so we wish he was here.
A lot of. He said we'd meet up at Heathrow, and he didn't, and I was left there in the waiting room for about 5 hours. I was like, "Where are you?" He said,
He's been sleeping on my floor because Commandant Cam is not here.
I'm sleeping on his floor.
Very missed. And UltraPrimal will be joining us later because apparently this Peter Cullen character is like very popular.
Yeah.
Peter Cullen!
He's a stage actor of some sort, ever
Never heard of him, ever.
But what we thought we'd do to get things rolling in the meantime is just a quick talk about the it started off as our favorite video we made, but I think the better spin on it was like our goal with what we do and how we express our fandom through our media. Since a lot of us are occupying different genres. I mean, like some years ago when you said Transformers YouTuber, it was like how many toys you wave in front of camera. And now we have much more wide, distinct, and varied kinds of media going up. And it's a quick kind of talk about like what our genres and goals are in what we do as fans making media.
So what I do basically changes like every year.
That's true.
When I first started out, I was in high school, and I was bummed that Transformers Animated didn't get a 4th season. So I was like, I know, I'll make one. So I just used like paper drawings, storyboarded the worst thing you've ever seen. I had kids from my high school's theater department playing all of the characters, and I did 16 episodes that were all 22 to 28 minutes long, wrapping up the show. And it's like the worst thing you've ever seen. Eventually I learned how to animate. I started doing a lot of animations, kind of, some are like, picking scenes from those, or like I animated 4 episodes, but it was like when I was early into animation. I'm not fond of them, but I worked hard on them.
Progress.
Just a second, I'm blinking. So yeah, I've done a lot of animations. Most of the stuff I do is about Transformers Animated. Like I said, in the last year, I've done a lot of like lost media recovery stuff. I've done a little bit more of that because I found one of Derek Wyatt's old friends forwarded me like the initial pitch document for the 4th season of Animated that Marty said he hadn't even seen since 2009. Jim Sorensen, if you know who he is, like a TF Transformers archivist, he hadn't even heard of it existing. So I got to like kind of release that more formally. And this year I want to do like more like kind of toy stuff. Like in a box in my closet, I've had every Transformers McDonald's toy ever made. I just got to make like a dumb video to highlight all of them. So kind of just like he said, I just do whatever I'm feeling like in any given moment. Because I have the bigger channel where I do like 9 hours on Wizards of Waverly Place that pays the bills, then I can just do whatever I want on the Transformer one.
How many Transformers are there in total, would you say?
Too many.
Is there enough to do one per minute, or does that still come out to hours?
It would, I don't know, I think I could just like breeze through them, but it would be like, it's gonna be like an hour-long video or something.
I had that thought with BotBots once.
Oh my god.
I was like, hey, I'll just do 1 minute per BotBot. I only have series 1. That's still like an hour! So what I do is back in 2008, as an early 20s person who didn't know what to do with themselves, I saw the growth of Transformers Review YouTube, and I had that thing that tends to cross one's mind, which is like, I can do that! And also I think I'm funny! So I busted out a camcorder that my parents had stopped using for several years and filmed myself in my bedroom recording Transformers animated toys that I bought stolen off of eBay because the line was delayed for 3 months and a lot of us were super impatient because the show was pretty cool and it was like $20 for deluxe. It was different times back then. Yeah, it was $20 marked up for a stolen deluxe, and now it's like, oh, you got a good deal, man. And then since then, I just found that it happened to show me that I have a love of making media. I enjoy speaking in general, but also on recorded mediums. And through there, I got into a passion for cinematography, trying to figure out specifically how one can talk about toys in a way that is outside of the realm of like, I just bought one, and now I'm gonna buy another one. Because I think that that's sort of a self-fulfilling doom prophecy of the toy collector. Amidst all that, I really also started to enjoy the more granular end of the toy industry, talking to people in industry about what they do, because a lot of people don't really tend to talk to people in industry about what they do with toys. And since then, I just sort of do what I want, which happens to fall into the toy review coverage segment for the most part. But then every now and then, I'm like, I'm also going to do a stream of painting miniatures for an hour and a half because I want to paint these monster apocalypses. And then someone comes in the chat and they're like, what are you reviewing? And I'm like, I'm reviewing this acrylic medium. It tastes really good. It does.
Oh, me. Yeah, I've just kind of been winging it for about 8 years. When I started, I just made stupid videos, and then I made, when I was in college, or like late high school, early college, I made a video about Transformers Prime and why I think it's mid. And a lot of people didn't like that, but it got me on his radar and your radar, and you started off as a top 10 PaperPlane fan. And that's when I first saw you. You were in the comments like, can you make one on animated? And I was like, who's this kid? Yeah, ever since then I just make like stupid videos or more like analytical things on the comics and the shows and the characters and stuff. And I just do it because I like it. And I just think, what would I like to see? And what would I like to see? And if it's not there, then I'm like, I'll just do it, and I'll just give it to someone else. And Ultra's just arrived.
UltraPrimal's here! We're just explaining why we do the media that we do and what kind it is, and also the flavors of acrylic medium.
Yeah. Hey, see you next.
Really got a lot of unnecessary hate for that Transformers Prime video. There's a lot to criticize in
No,
Transformers Prime,
I
but
think it's pretty.
it's because you were the first to do it, and
Yeah.
at the height of Transformers Prime popularity, so everyone's like, who is this guy? How dare he make it on this show?
I think you were in the comments of it, and it was like when you were like really small, and I was like, who
We're the same age.
Yeah. No, I mean like small, like subscribers wise, and like I checked back like a few months later, and you were huge. I was like, oh my god. I'm getting ratioed.
No, it's okay. I've also made like a half-hour video making fun of Transformers Prime, so we're cool.
Yeah.
There's no feud, it's alright. I do a lot of analysis videos. It started off just like, I feel like talking about this for half an hour, and I just posted it on YouTube, and people happened to like it, so I just kept doing it, and then once we got like 1,000 subscribers, you can monetize it, so it's like a hobby that pays now. I also do summaries of books. I started doing it with the Transformers Prime novels. And after I did the first one, I got a comment, and this one stuck with me. I had a blind viewer who couldn't read the books himself. So he said he really appreciated this thing, and that's why I continue to do it. I'll summarize comics, because you can't read a comic. You need to be able to look at the pictures and stuff. So I'll specify like what's happening in each panel, remembering that viewer. And I also do like character summaries in a minute now, because there's a lot of Transformers fans and they just want to gush about their favorite character to people who don't like Transformers. And people don't really have much patience for us, so 1 minute is a good amount for that. I'm also working on a story game. It's a choose-your-own-adventure story.
Yeah.
That I've been working on for about over 2 years now. If any of you have ever played like Markiplier's YouTube Choose Your Own Adventure story games, it's like you watch the video and at the end you get links to make your choices so you continue on YouTube. It's all free. The point of that is to be like a sequel to Transformers Prime, in which you play as Predaking and you can be as like violent as you want to or as nice as you want to. And we can't show any of that here because it's really like, there's a lot of murder and blood. So
That's pretty
for
intense.
the children in the audience, we're not showing any of that tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do that more than anything else. I spend a lot of time on that, and I've worked with like over 80 artists now. We have hundreds of pictures, but it'll take like a decade to make the whole thing.
Okay.
UltraPrimal. Test 1 2. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm UltraPrimal. I make episode reviews, and I just like talking about the episodes of Transformers. And I figured I'd go through and review basically every single episode of Transformers there is, systematically eventually. Because I just wanted to share my thoughts on Transformers and my love of Transformers and everything like that. Is that the question?
Yeah, that has satisfied the thesis.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have a little, as I said, a little agenda here, and part of it is that in a few minutes we're going to share a little clip of something that Keyan's been working on. Just quickly before that, I have one other very fast little roundtable question, just to get us all warm and full of energy. And it's a very simple one, because I like to skew towards the positivity end of creating media, because it's what can make the creator feel good about it, what can make the viewer feel like they're part of a good thing, which I'm sure all of you are fantastic viewers who click the thing and slap the
like button.
They punch the cows, the
Hit
bell
that bell.
goes ding, and then you grab a glass of milk. So. Of all the comments you can think of that you've recently gotten, what's your favorite or most uplifting comment you've received that you can think of? Something that made you go like, yes, this is why we do this. I guess we could start over there since we started.
Oh, okay.
You can also start with the Alonso Nation. Can we invite him up to the panel to answer this as well? Yeah.
If you want to shout one out.
Yeah. Alonso's a Transformer YouTuber.
Yeah, we know. I've met him in the lobby earlier. Yeah.
Is there space up there to invite
I
him
think
up to
there
answer
is.
this?
Is there?
Yeah.
I mean, as long as we get it done within the
Yeah,
next...
we're on a bit of a schedule.
We have 6 minutes to satisfy this part of the agenda.
Yeah, we got 6 minutes. Wait, there's 6 of us, so a minute each. Yeah.
All right. Yep. Hello. We should introduce ourselves, right?
I think
Alfonso. So I'm Alfonso Nation. I started with Transformers Prime. That was the show that really got me passionate about the franchise, and then the Bayverse, also the excitement of that, and just doing reviews and unboxings. And I think the Toy Hunt series is what really started to pop off and people started to enjoy. So I do those more, and now we're doing, more like live action movie coverage. So like the Rise of the Beasts stuff, we're really getting the hype up for that.
it's Rise of the Beast.
Yeah.
What is that?
Rise. It's something with some animals, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, I think they said, Yeah, there you go.
They should make a movie about that.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
They should make a show that looks like a PS1 game.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. So that's been what we've been focusing on as we get closer. And I have one series that I started doing, Teletrain Creatorverse, where I'm interviewing people that were like involved with the film. So so far, only did Peter Cullen, which some people have been able to see and enjoy, but I have some more with Jason Avalos. He's going to be the security guard in the movie, just stuff like that. So, yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah.
Continue on with them.
Oh, should we?
Favorite comment?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Try and make it quick because we're on the schedule.
So favorite comment. There was one that just there was one person who wrote a chapter about how they are going through some difficult times with their family, like loss of their father, some sickness and illnesses. So they love finding somewhere on YouTube to laugh, and I guess I'm a little bit of a goof, so I thought that my humor was funny and it kind of helped them cope with some hard times. So that's one good thing that I love to do. So if I can do that, that's good enough.
So, obviously, I'm trans, and if you guys have watched my videos, you know that this show last year is when I started to come out to my friends and my fans and stuff. And so some of my favorite comments have just been of young trans people who haven't started their transition or early in their transition, have just been, for lack of a better term, scared of, because, you know, it's not the best world for trans people right now, but just them saying that, like, having people like me and Kumquat out there who are more, you know, on YouTube, more public and stuff, and are not afraid to be themselves, have really helped them open up and, you know, be able to let themselves be themselves. So I think those ones have meant a lot to me, and I met some people here who are, you know, early in their transition, pre-transition, and have said the same thing. So that means a lot to me.
Oops. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of negative comments, but those positive ones mean a lot, and especially when you come to a place like this, TFCon, we have people approach us and saying that we inspired them to come out or to start the transitions, which is really powerful.
This was a few years ago now. I think it was before Ultra started transitioning. I'm not sure. It was around 2018, 2017. And it was someone saying that they thought I was going to say a really egotistical word there, but they thought I was really special to them because I was like one of the first openly LGBT YouTubers, because I'm bi. They thought it was inspiring, and they were just like proud to have someone like brave enough to speak out and, I don't know, just be gay.
I was gonna drop like a really crass thing about a really awful joke I made once when I was very young, and someone said they had to explain it to their little brother, but instead, because I thought it was very interesting at the time, I really enjoyed just getting comments from people who have been watching, because I've been on YouTube since 2008, so I've just been lingering like a shadow on the wall the whole time. And there are people who will say, oh, I was watching you in 2008, and now it's 2023, and I'm still checking out what you do, and that always feels good. Also, one time someone went on coffee to literally buy me a coffee, and it's the only time that ever happened. Every other time, coffee is just a thing, but this was literally with a note, purchase a coffee, I'll know, and I felt protected. But yeah, otherwise it's just longevity is really pleasant in my side of YouTube.
That's the first time I've heard that said out loud. I thought the website was pronounced Ko-Fi. I thought everyone was saying, buy me a coffee on Ko-Fi, and I never processed that.
I thought it was.
So for the last like a little over a year, I've been working on a fan pilot called Transformers Combaticons, which is essentially, it takes, you know, the 5 Combaticons, puts them on a space adventure, and so I've finally been releasing like trailers and some footage from it recently, and just seeing people's response has been really, really gratifying.
It's literally original animation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a clip to share, by
yeah.
the way, and just for the sake of the schedule, after that we are going to open up for some Q&A if people have questions about anything, literally, life,
Yeah.
the universe, whatever. Focus on YouTube, sure, but also if you just want to know something, I can fulfill any request.
Yeah, I've been, well, not helping, but just watching Keyan create this from scratch, and I was there with it was a script, and then it was a storyboard, and now he showed me the final product a few days ago, and I'm just proud of him, honestly, that he managed to do this. It took him so long. I hope it opens up some doors for him, because he's a cool guy.
This is pretty early in the episode. It's just like a 1:40 clip. Essentially, Vortex, who I've gender swapped, she has picked a fight with the most cosmically powerful being in the universe's space fleet for no particular reason, because she can, and now Onslaught is reacting accordingly. Let's see if the sound, I think.
I said no! I didn't care! This fleet defends the most powerful being in the universe. fine selection of munition. Perhaps a pair of novelty glass gas guns from the Swindle! Your pitches, your negotiations are useless to us. They have never helped us and they never will. I'll take that bet, and if I do prove useful, it will buy my entire stock. I was not betting! That's your opinion.
Wait, is Vortex engaging the fleet of the world Ender? Like from the documentary we watched last night?
Cybertron was ultimately spared the fate that befell billions of lives. Vanquished the world Ender and banished her to the far reaches of the pray that no transformer provokes her wrath again. Death is a part of life.
Yeah, the last part!
Oh, relax, blast up. There's like 5 ships left.
Yeah.
They liked it.
Can I just say, I witnessed the entire saga of you trying to get Chris McFeely to do this. It took so long. He says, but he says something that Chris was very, like, you were nervous Chris wasn't going to say it, but he
Yeah, I had Chris say really dumb stuff all throughout this.
Yeah.
And this is the first time anyone knows that Chris McFeely
Yeah.
is involved in this. He does like the basics on YouTube. And I'll show one more clip. So I've been hinting at who this big cosmic threat is for the last year vaguely, and I finally revealed recently in the trailer that it's Professor Princess from Transformers Animated.
Yes.
And now, for the first time, we're gonna show her design and her debut, which no one has seen yet until this room.
Hey guys, she's here. A mystery as old as time. Think about the cosmically colored Professor Princess. Now ever faced her and lived.
I've worked very hard on this. There's probably a team of like 30 to 35 people, and this debuts on March 15th, 3 days from now, on YouTube.
So you got 72 hours to buckle in.
Yeah.
And you have 72 hours to get from these seats to a YouTube station. I believe you can all do it, but if you have to, use your phones. Headphones only. So I think we would like to, for the last, let's say 20 minutes or so, 15, 20 minutes, open up that microphone there for comments, Q&A, etc. Any questions you have about media making, about YouTube, the website, which I absolutely invented, or anything about life or the universe in general, we love answering questions. I have lots of opinions about filling socks with quarters to use them to get your way.
What?
I'm not allowed to go into it any further. But.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Honored to meet all of you. I've watched all of you for a very long time. I must ask, what is your least favorite Transformers figure you've ever bought?
Least favorite Transformers figure we've ever bought. Would you like to start?
Oh, figure. I thought you said our least favorite video, and I was going to be like all of them.
No, all of them.
Gosh. I don't think it's bad, but I feel like the animated Starscream toy, it must have been designed like early in the design process because it doesn't really match the show that much. That's kind of bugged me a little, but it's fine.
This is really petty, but I don't really like Studio Series Jolt that much because I'm used to the toy head where he looks like a funny looking mantis shrimp thing. And I understand they use the CAD models and it's our first actual look at what Jolt's head looked like, and it's wrong. He looks too much like a person. And so I refuse. I refuse to engage.
Well, I think Keyan knows this, and his friend does, but I'm really picky when it comes to toys, and I only get toys of characters I like. And I picked up an original animated Bumblebee from TFN on a whim, and it might as well be gold plastic. It just falls apart. The whole thing is horrible.
Oh my gosh. I don't actually collect figures, but I had a lot of toys when I was a kid, and I just loved them all, so I have no complaints.
Yeah, I've kind of slowed down on buying toys. There was one that I recently bought, and I thought it was horrible, but I can't remember what it was. But I remember when I was a kid, I bought a Transmetal Waspinator, and I thought that was really bad, like so bad that I actually ended up returning it. But I think in retrospect, it's probably not the toy that was bad. I was probably just bad at transforming it.
I'd probably say, I mean, most of like the mainline stuff that I got is pretty solid, and I normally don't keep if I don't like it, because if I don't like it, it's not staying. But there's one that I currently have is the Zeus Toy Shockwave, and he looks so good. He's like oversized for like Dark of the Moon, but it's like he literally just can't stand up. I think there's one like a defect, and it's just really bad posability, and I really wish it was better. I'm hoping maybe a 3.0, but that's my least favorite right now. But for the most part, I just don't keep it if I don't like it, as I think you should do.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Hello, my name is Jay, and I've been a big fan of you guys for a long time. You guys actually got me into Transformers, so I just want to thank you for that. And my question is, what is your, just in general, favorite Transformer? And sorry, Keyan, you can't say Professor Princess. And why?
Professor Princess.
I guess owned.
One rule.
My favorite Transformer is Action Master Elite Omega Supreme.
Yeah!
It's basically the best, most powerful Transformer ever made. It's one of the 4 Action Master Elites, which are 4 of the finest pieces of toy engineering ever graced upon this earth. And Omega Supreme has a deep and rich character history that only I know because I made most of it up. But really, that's the important thing.
I think it changes like every month. I think this month it's probably Bulkhead. But for the longest time it's been IDW Fort Max. Because he's just a cool guy. I don't know.
Is that the only reason?
Well, there's no particular reason. There's not, and the person asking it's not. No, it's because the person asking this question. We need to talk afterwards because we got something to talk about. Oh, I see.
This is just a regular attendee who's attending.
We don't know who this is.
No. It's an Overlord fan.
It's an Overlord fan. We're rivals. I'm looking at you. Anyway, go.
Yeah, for my answer, I've actually grown fond of Overlord recently, so that's my answer too. Reason?
Overlord.
Lips.
Oh, you start.
I have a lot of favorites. I think my go-to is usually Jetfire. Because Jetfire. Yeah, I just really like his color scheme and his character. Because even though he's a giant dude, he's a big teddy bear pacifist kind of guy. Just one dude. But yeah.
I like that. That's good. Yeah, War for Cybertron, the Siege Jetfire. I love him. He's a good one. I think I'm surprised nobody said Optimus Prime yet, but I'm gonna say Optimus Prime.
Yeah. You're so basic.
The way Jane Black Apple is one of the most incredibly engineered primes that I've ever touched. The transformable one. You can get one that's don't transform 3.0 stuff, but if you want a good transforming upscaled, I've never seen. Now I'm not gonna lie, that original Ranger the Fallen Leader Class Prime is a legend. But yeah, Wei Jane Black Apple that I currently have is just out of this world.
Thank you, guys.
Hi. This is my first TFCon I've ever been to.
Welcome. Same.
I'm actually still pretty new to Transformers, but it's been amazing. I love the community. I love seeing people with their art, with their creations. Oh, it's awesome. I have been really into, especially one of you guys' projects you've been making, Stairs at EmperorKumquat. And yeah, I've been a huge fan of Sunder because of him. A little too much of a fan.
Can you bring that up?
Sun-
Can you bring that up for everyone to see?
It's a Sundorp, yeah.
Can we show this to everyone?
I love Sunder!
It's the Sunder orb. Ponder the orb. Oh, I'll keep it right here.
Sunder is like a personal lifestyle goal of mine.
That is really good.
Yeah, he's very stylish. Yeah.
No, in IDW he normally has blue eyes, but if you're wondering why he's purple, it's because I made him like a dark energon cannibalistic ghoul,
Oh,
and
yeah,
that's what you like, isn't it? Because in IDW he like bit spines to like get their memories and stuff, and I was like, what if he just ate people?
Are we gonna let this person ask their question?
Oh yeah, sorry.
Jesus. Yeah, so my question for all of you guys is, what is your favorite episode of your favorite Transformers show?
Hold on, just a second. It just clicked with me. Let me show off Alfonso's channel because I showed all of ours. I didn't.
Yeah.
It didn't click with me. Right here.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
Well, you can answer this one first.
Answer the question, Keyan.
I'm so sorry. Remind me what? Oh, favorite episode of favorite show?
Yeah.
Okay. Obviously, my favorite show is animated, and I adored Transwarped, which was the opening three-parter, and the three-parter that opened season 3. And there's like a whole behind-the-scenes production mess with that episode, where originally they got 2 episodes into the season writing-wise, and then Cartoon Network said, we want to open with a 3-episode, or like a 3-part premiere. And they'd also gotten like partway into the 3rd one, which was the Constructicon episode. And so Marty Eisenberg had to sit down and like Frankenstein the first 2 episodes apart and weave in like 22 minutes worth of subplot to fill what wound up being Transwarped part 1, 2, and 3. And just despite the absolute mess, it's like the best episode of the show, and it's his favorite as well. And I just think it turned out really well.
This is where I get to be the one who says my answer to this changes constantly. The mic literally started to fall apart. Oh my god.
This whole bad, it's tape. There's literally tape holding it together.
I fixed it with my mind. So I'm definitely someone who will go like, well, the thing I just watched is actually my favorite, but like legit, because I just watched it, I apologize. I won't drop spoilers. It was from the new batch of Earthspark episodes. And I can't say the character because that's a spoiler. There's a graveyard involved. And that episode did a pair of character spotlight deliveries that I've really enjoyed. It's dropped on a certain theme I really enjoy, which is the notion of I am in a faction, but I'm also an autonomous entity who might be sick and tired of this. Misunderstandings, also a specific how do I put this? An animal that is very important to my family very suddenly appears at the end, which made me pop. Is all I'll say, because if you saw it, you know what you're talking about. You know what I'm talking about. It's so new, I can't just say more about it, because it literally dropped like a week or 2 ago?
Yeah.
So I gotta leave that alone, but you all know what I'm talking about.
I was going to say Transwarped, and then I was going to say my second favorite show, which is Victory, but Victory just all kind of blends together. So I'll go for my third favorite, which is G1, and I'll go for the episode where Red Alert gets like all messed up in the head, and then Inferno comes and kind of gets fruity with him.
Auto Berserk.
Yeah, Auto Berserk. That's a great episode. I love it. It started something in a lot of people, apparently.
Okay. Everyone knows I have messed up taste, so Thirst from Transformers Prime. Zombies, vampires. Also, I watched Transformers Prime as it was coming out, so there was high stress as I was watching that episode. I thought Starscream was going to get eaten by vampires.
Regarding Thirst, when Commandant Cam said he was like sick, he got infected, I think Alex was like, Cam, you should still come, and even though you're infected, and I just said Transformers Prime Season 3, Episode 9.
Episode 8.
Oh, he's got it wrong!
Owned?
Fake
Ratioed in real life.
Oh.
I want to say Code of Hero, but everybody says Code of Hero, so I'm going to be a little weird, and I'm going to say Macadam. Because I really like Cyberverse, and I thought that was a really well done episode.
Hell yeah.
I like seeing the Autobots and Decepticons before they like got broken up and angry with each other and stuff. Yeah.
Nice. I'm gonna go with Transformers Prime. Come on, Transformers Prime. I'm just gonna go with Regeneration. I just think it's just full of action. Like you really get to see like the tables turn, like
Which one
between
is that?
Autobots and Decepticons. Regeneration.
Which one is that?
That's when the Omega Lock like happened and everything was crazy, and they like ambushed them. It was cool, and I just love how just a bunch of things just like turn, like, and especially at the end, like they're all like, hey, we got the Omega Lock, and then the Decepticons showed up, and I just love the high energy. I love the pacing. It was a really good, I mean, it's a great show, but that episode was one of like the most like craziest episodes. Like, I mean, that whole show is just full of good stuff. I mean, Transformers Prime, right? All right.
Hi guys, this is Val.
Little Miss TFP.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Hi.
Hi. First of all, I just want to thank you all for being such, helping me feel a part of the community and like doing so many amazing content and like inspiring me to make my own content. So my first question is, for anyone who's gonna start out like on Transformers content making, what's your best advice?
I got a real quick one. So this sounds a little bit canned, but the thing to do is you just go. Don't worry about the first one being great. Everyone has made bad stuff. It's like a universal rule. Even the most award-winning creatives has made bad stuff. So just go for it. Make the thing that you think you want to make. And if you're worried, I might be duping some styles off of people I like. Good, because that is where you start. You gotta base stuff off of what you enjoy. And just do what you want. Don't worry if it fits an algorithm. Don't worry if it fits into a genre that exists. Because at the end of the day, it should be an expression of your hobby through the wonderful act of making media. That's a little bit of a baseline thing, but like I like to just like throw that one out right away.
How am I supposed to follow that up? Oh yeah, I used to be gay. I just. Because I think it's kind of like a curse. Like Keyan's the Transformers animated guy, and Kumquat's the TFP guy, and Alfonso's the movie guy, and I think Ultra's the Cyberverse person. But
not everything, right? Everything.
Yeah, but I don't think you should be afraid of falling into any one like category or trap, or if you get known as the victory person, like what? Yeah, it's fine. Like, don't be afraid to, branch out or try other things, even if you do get stuck into one thing in particular. I think. We done?
Yeah, I guess do what you want to do. Like, don't listen to the people who you should do this content. Just do what you want to. Have fun with it, or else you'll be miserable if you're just doing what other people want you to do.
Yeah, I kind of agree. You have to find what you want to say about Transformers and how to say it differently than everybody else to kind of stand out a little bit. But really you have to do this for you. You can't just listen to the comments and stuff and say you should make a video about this. But you kind of have to find your love for it and that kind of thing. Yeah.
That's good. I like the first one too. That first one.
No, we can follow that up.
Yeah.
My apologies.
I'd say just don't be afraid to experiment and see what style works best for you. Because there's multiple different ways of doing the same thing. There's multiple different ways of reviewing, for example. So just because there's reviewers out there already doesn't mean that you can't do it in your own style. There's multiple ways to, and then there's multiple focuses in the same niche as well. So don't be afraid to experiment. If one thing, even though you love what you're doing, you don't like the style that you're doing it in, try different styles, try different ways, and find what is easily, what you can create the easiest and what feels the most natural. And I think that'll help with consistency, because I think consistency is the biggest. If you're consistent in whatever you're doing, even if it's not looking like you want it to look now in terms of performance, eventually you're gonna get there. It just comes with time.
And please feel free, once you've made your thing, like, hit any of us up. Just like, hey, I made that thing from the Q&A. What do you think? Worst case, someone might not check their messages, and then you just go like, hey, check your messages.
Yeah.
Right. Thank you.
We have a handful of minutes left. FYI, so bang them.
I'll make it faster. First, Chris, my favorite video from you is the Dragon Sword. That's the first video size, my favorite one. Thank you for making it. My question is, it's very weird to see all of you together in one spot because I know you're all over the place. It's kind of weird to see you together. Who influencer you want to see here like next year you to do the same panel that you want to interact in person if I have the chance?
I want to shake down Mr. Beast for all his chocolate and all his money, and I'm going to make him buy me a pizza and a soda.
Yes.
Sorry, Transformers influencer.
No.
Have you ever seen it? Oh,
Mr. Beast Transformer channel.
Who's rich? Whoever the rich one is.
I just noticed your hat, by the way.
My answer to that is Comet and Cam. I was really sad he couldn't make it.
Oh, yeah, that too, yeah. He's not rich, is he?
Well,
okay, yeah, you can come.
Yeah, well, I've met Few Adams at TF Nation, and he's a really, really sweet guy. I also met Chris McFeely, and I just want to state for the record, he does talk like that in real life. But yeah, I'd love to have them both do this, and maybe who's the other guy? Oh my God, this is so embarrassing. I forgot the other one. I'll remember it.
I don't know either. Same as you.
Oh, Jobby.
I think
Jobby.
you guys covered it. Like, I want to see Cam here. I'd love to see Thu and Chris McFeely. Yeah, I can't think of any other. We had Lindsay Ellis here like a few years ago. I'd love to see her come back again. But yeah, it's more Transformers YouTubers is always welcome. Yeah.
We need to get him going here.
Oh, yeah.
Right now. And Jobby too, wherever he happens to be in life in the world. Oh yeah. Oh, is that him? Nah, that's a body double. That's a body double. That's not Jobby. We need to get the real Jobby in here as soon as possible. I think Emgo is great.
I want to thank all y'all for coming here. Vangelus, I love the high price of Final Death. Excellent. I'm probably the only person in this room that has seen it besides you.
True fans.
So, yeah. So my question for the table is, what is the most you've overpaid for a single piece of Transformers merchandise?
I paid $85 for animated Shockwave stolen loose on eBay. I thought it was more, and I went back to check 2 years ago, and I was like, I didn't spend triple digits? And because of the whole conversation about all the current stolen samples, and everyone goes, I want $1,000 for Armada Optimus Prime. And I'm like, I paid under $100 for a hot, fresh Voyager because I wanted it. You small-time glass houses. Don't spend so much money. Anyway, I got real up on myself. Then I counted up how many things I bought, and I stopped feeling so smug.
Okay, for me, there's like this black Transformers animated Optimus, and they only made 300 of them. I didn't know that, so in September, I went to Blast from the Past to see where Derek's collection was, and I saw this black Optimus, like, I don't know what this is, so I just gave it to Alex for free, and it turns out there's only 300 in existence, so I was like, all right, well, now I want one, and I found one in box for $400, and then I was like, I want to, like, display it, but I'm too nervous to open the box, so I bought a second one. Now I'm up to 4, and I'm just scared to open finally I got one out of box, and I'm just gonna sell the boxed ones again because I just want to display it.
I think my worst purchase might have been today. Because I saw a Bumblebee movie Optimus in the box for like 40? I don't know. But anyway, I found one that was outside of the box, which is right here. And it's a fine figure, but I paid an insane amount of money for this, and I feel really bad because I saw it on there for like 60. I paid so much for this. I feel terrible. I feel like I've wasted my time.
No. Slaughter regret. It's a callback.
Oh yeah.
I don't buy toys, so it's been art commissions. I think the most expensive thing was an Overlord art commission.
Yeah, art.
I remember back in the day, I bought a Takara G1 reissue Megatron for like $200, and now that would probably be a good price. But back when I was like a kid with my like part-time job and stuff, that was a lot of money. But nowadays, I would say like anything I buy from the TFCon charity auction at Toronto, I tend to overspend there because it's going to sick kids or Make-A-Wish. So I tend to like go over just to like help with the charity and stuff. But yeah.
Man, that's a good question. I mean, that same Prime, I saw a premium finish for $100, which is nuts. Like here in the dealer room. I don't know. I mean, right now I think the most that I've spent is on a premium scale 3.0 last night Prime, and that was 700 bands. Never again. I can't do that again.
Hey,
I gotta
thank
pay
you all
bills.
for your time so much.
Yeah. Got a good job, baby. Got a good job.
That is all the time we have for you guys today.
Thank you all for coming out and hanging out. Please stay in your seats for the next panel because we will know if you stood up and there will be repercussions.
I saw that.
Also, I want to say thank you to TFCon for letting us come up here because we're just like random people. So this was really great, and thank you.